What's going on, YouTubers? Welcome to another video. So if any of you caught my live unboxing 2 days ago, you'll have seen that unfortunately my Wolverine bust arrived with an extremely horrible issue. And it's really unfortunate because in general I do love the bust. I think it's phenomenal, but this issue is just unforgivable. And so I spoke to a buddy of mine who owns a lot of silicone busts. You know, he's the one that's been convincing me to buy these. And I told him about this issue. And so basically, if you didn't see the live unboxing, his skin is peeling. Let me show you. Right here, the most prominent is the forehead. So it was stuck to the styrofoam box and basically peeled the skin. In addition, there's skin peeling here, a little bit right there, and a little bit right there. So it looks like he was sunburned and peeled his skin off, basically. So obviously this is a huge issue. I notice, you know, there's lots of little tiny hairs everywhere. If I try to use my fingernail, which isn't even sharp, and try to get it, it'll start peeling. So I told my buddy about this, and he says that the silicone was not properly sealed. I don't know exactly what that means, if there's some sort of sealant that makes so the skin won't peel. But basically, this was Queen Studio's first silicone bust. So they were, in essence, amateurs, not professionals. It wasn't licensed. So they didn't seal this bust properly, and that is why it's peeling. You know, my Thanos, my Hulk, all my other silicones do not have any peeling at all. Where him, right out of the box, peeling everywhere. You know, I found at least 5 different areas of peeling. So it absolutely sucks. This was not cheap at all. I paid $39.50 for this bust. I have messaged my seller. I'm still actually waiting to hear back from them, and I'll update this video. As of right now, I'm filming this the day I got this, but I won't upload this video for 2 days, so I'm gonna wait to see what my seller says. But in general, the resale value on this just plummeted to probably $300 from $3,900. It's visually just a huge issue. I could deal with that. I can't deal with the forehead. That is the biggest killer, because when you're looking at the bust, you're looking at the face, the wounds, the cool base, but that forehead is just absolutely no bueno for me. So I told him I want either a full refund or a replacement. And the problem is, on a replacement, what if it has the same issue? I don't know if this was a single case issue of silicone not being sealed properly, or if it was the entire run, and the second one I get would just have the same issue. So I really wanted to have this display of Wolverine. You know, when I look at it from over here and I don't focus on that forehead, I'm like, oh, that looks so sick. You know, but if I can't get, you know, a good Wolverine bust, then it changes everything. I can't have that display anymore. I would have to not have Wolverine display. Instead, I might just have to move. I don't know what I'd do. I'd save this for a future Marvel silicone, really. You know, future Queen Studios silicone bust is what I'd have to do, or something else. It definitely would be Marvel. It'd be silicone, you know, it'd be something. I really wanted to do Wolverine. It really sucks. I'm super pissed off. I mean, I got Hulk, which was like, oh my gosh, amazing. But then Wolverine, it's like, because it looked so good. So it really sucks, because this is one of my most expensive purchases, and it has such a huge issue. And the fact that the skin peels if I just touch it is a huge issue. So even, you know, like, the whole bust needs to be reworked. It needs to be repainted. It needs to be sealed properly. I don't know who would do this. I'll have to look into it, but ultimately it would need a full repaint, at least in those areas, probably the whole thing. Although, could you even repaint? I mean, there's the hand-punched hair, and you know it's probably painted prior to that. So they just have to paint the areas that peeled and then seal the whole bust, which I'm sure would cost thousands of dollars, plus shipping it back and forth. You know, it probably cost me $2,000 to do that. So, I'm hoping my seller can just refund me, and if they want this back, they can come get it. You know, they can have UPS come pick it up and then just refund me my money in full, and I'll use that $3,900 towards another Marvel silicone in the future. Anyway, so that's the issues. Let's go ahead and just look at the bust in general, though. Review it the best I can, minus issues. So base, it says Logan, but it's been clawed, which looks really cool. I do like that base. You have multiple bullets here. When they originally showed this bust, it was just a black base. I'm glad they updated it to this because I think this base is fantastic. It's also not very big, so it's not a huge space hog for a bust. Now you have this real t-shirt, and if you look underneath, you can see, you know, like it's fully sculpted and then the shirt is placed on. You have 3 claw marks. Although this is not showing, you need to adjust it. So there's the claw marks, and they do look pretty darn good. The shirt, you know, it just looks like a real shirt. There's blood and dirt. Here is a bullet hole, but the bullet came out. He was starting to heal. This one, you can still see the bullet. And this is like real metal. It does come with these dog chains, which says Logan and Wolverine on each side. So that's pretty cool. Nice little like Easter egg type of thing. So I'm trying to angle it so it shows Wolverine and Logan, and then the number 24. He has hand-punched hair on the chest, and then the neck beard going up. The hand-punched hair does look fantastic. Lips look great. Mustache is great. Like I said, issues aside, it does look absolutely fantastic. Like the skin texture. The eyes look great. They actually look really good. Hand-punched hair for the eyebrows. This one definitely has that like almost a slightly sweaty look. Here's another gash mark. This almost looks like bruising, or I'm not sure what that is right there and there. But more battle wounds. You know, there's like a little piece of styrofoam right here. Got it. The normal hair does have a few different grays throughout. You know, there's grays throughout his beard as well. It feels like it's been hairsprayed and then combed. It does look quite good. It's styled appropriately for Logan and Wolverine. The ears look great. Then let's, so I mean, issues aside, let's say I had no issues and it was sealed properly and the forward was fine. I would say, you know, details as best as it's gonna get. The eyes, the skin, the hair, top notch. As good as any other silicone I own, if not better. The battle wounds look awesome. The blood effect is great. The base is sick. Now let's look at likeness. So let's check out my other Wolverines as well. So here's a 1/4 scale. And then that little bust. Now, I think my 1/4 has solid likeness. That thing's awesome. I do think the likeness is very good. I don't think it's as good as the prototype. When you see the prototype original photos, you see 100% Hugh Jackman. When you see the production in person, it's about 90% accurate, I'd say. Where the proto was 100, this is about 90. I don't know what caused it to lose the likeness. I mean, it's definitely Hugh Jackman. It's definitely good. I mean, it's good enough likeness for me personally. I think it's definitely good. It's very good in person. Overall, I would give this a 10 out of 10 if it didn't have my issues. It would definitely be a grail. They also made a silicone arm with claws. That would definitely be super sick to get and place right there instead of the DVD one. Have that arm. I'd definitely be able to fit it, but with my issues, You know, like I said, I'm seeking either a full replacement or full refund, and they can get this if they want it. I can't keep it knowing these issues, and I don't want to have to go through the hassle of finding someone to repair this. I think I'd rather just send me a brand new one and have UPS pick this up, but on the new one, make sure it's properly sealed, or B, refund me in full and take it. And then I'll change this display to something else Marvel oriented, just really a future Queen silicone bust. I'd have to just move my Wolverine display and not have a Wolverine display, or wait for another Wolverine. It really sucks because I love Wolverine, and this was my only display that's gonna have 4 X-Men really. So as you can see, size reference, what it looks like. So I'm gonna stop this video now and wait for my seller to advise me what's gonna happen. It was a Facebook seller, Sean HQ. So let's see how he handles this, because this is not a cheap purchase. You know, most sellers are always cheap, like, hey, I'll give you $100 refund to keep it. With this particular issues, that is not the scenario. I did not pay nearly $4,000 to have a sunburned, peeling, skinned Wolverine. I want full refund or full replacement with a properly sealed one. That's the 2 options. So let's wait and see. Hopefully I come back with good news. Alrighty, folks. So unfortunately, I still don't have a resolution on Wolverine. My seller is looking into it. He asked about repairs, and I spoke to a few different silicone artists. One flat out said he wouldn't touch it, and he's known as the best one. Another, he lives in the UK, so I wouldn't ship it there, but he stated that the reason this skin is peeling is due to the way it was either painted, or something to do with the way it was painted, like the mixture of paint and silicone, because you can't just simply use standard acrylic paints on this like you would polystone. Silicone takes a very special, unique paint, and the way Queen did it was bad. They didn't paint it right, hence it peels. And actually peels if you just, like, if you use your fingernail and go like that, it'll peel the skin off. And it's not supposed to do that at all, they said. If done properly, silicone will not do this. So Queen Studios failed this city. So I don't blame my seller. I blame Queen, because even if this head was hitting the styrofoam, it shouldn't have happened. It's actually all Queen Studios' fault. So this was their first bust. They were amateurs. They clearly didn't get correct consultation on how to paint silicone. So I don't know if it's just this particular bust was a batched, bad job, or if it's the entire run. As far as I can tell, I'm the only one that's had this issue so far. But the way to repair this would be, first you'd have to clean it off all the existing paint that comes off. So there might be parts that won't come off and then parts that will. So I spoke to a guy that does repairs. He said he'd scrape off all the paint or clean it up, and hopefully not all the paint comes off, and then he'd try to match the paint job to the remaining paint that is available there. Now, here's the problem with repairing this. It's definitely not going to be the same paint job as Queen. Queen, outside of the fact they didn't do the mixtures and everything right, it actually does a fantastic paint job. The skin, it looks really, really good. Like right there, it looks excellent. It really does look freaking amazing. Like, God, they freaking killed it. It's such a shame that mine had to have this issue, because in all honesty, I know a lot of you out there are going to say, just return it. It looks nothing like him. It looks like a stunt double. You really got to see this one in person. I'm telling you now, it is amazing. It really is. It does have great likeness. I can see Hugh Jackman. Absolutely. And I think this bust is phenomenal. I love everything about it, in fact, outside the fact mine has paint peeling. So I'm really hoping, honestly, I could just get a replacement and one that won't have this issue, because I would be happier just getting that. I know there's other silicone busts I could buy with this money, Infinity Studios. and whatnot, but I want Wolverine. I love Wolverine, and it fits this display so darn good. It really does. Right above Deadpool and next to my 1/4 in the life-size claw, the poster. It looks so freaking good. I'm so annoyed this had to happen. I'm really hoping my retailer, the person that sold this to me, can come back and say he found another one. He's going to ship me that, and UPS will pick this one up. That's what I'm hoping. So I'm really hoping that is what will happen. If he just says, refund and they come and get it, then, and that's the only option outside of repair, then I'll just return it. Because I don't want to repair this, unless I'm going to get a substantial refund, then I would consider repair. If he said returning it wasn't possible, but it'll refund me a huge chunk of money, then I'd get it repaired. I don't want to get it repaired and he just covers repair costs, because the bust will not be the same. The paint job, the person I found, it looks like they do a pretty darn good job, but it just won't be the same. I know it won't. I'll get it, and the skin paint won't be the same. The little details won't be the same. It really does suck. I mean, other options, you could put some blood to cover the skin that's peeled, but I would always know it's there and it'd bug me. So I think repairing it or returning it is the best options. Although really I want to get a replacement. Just going to be difficult because it's limited to 80. So that really does suck. So you can see, like right there, the paint is peeling right there. It's peeling right there. And then obviously the biggest, horriblest one is that forehead one. If I was to use my finger and just go like that, I could remove that middle part right now. So it really does suck, because in all honesty, this is a phenomenal bust. I know a lot of people say they don't like the likeness, but I personally do. I think it's fantastic and I really like it. So it's really, really annoying. Whenever I do finally get an update, I will let you guys know in a future video. But for now, I just wanted to